Alright friends, I truthfully never ever thought this day would come, but we are going to be unhauling some of my book collection. So when I first made a goal about unhauling some books, I made a goal to unhaul 20, and in my pile here I think I have 55. There's a couple reasons I want to unhaul, and the first one is, in all honesty, I think I prefer reading on my e-readers. And that's been really hard for me to like admit and say, but like truthfully, like if I have a physical book and I'm lying in bed with it, the second I start getting a little bit tired, I am on Kobo's website or Kindle's website and looking at how much the book costs to buy that instead, because I just want to be comfy. I just want to lie down and read it like this. But so I've started to realize that like a lot of my standalones or books that I don't think I'll ever read again, like if it's a book I'm just gonna read once and then not pick up ever again, I don't need a physical copy of that. I can just have it on my e-reader, I can borrow it from Libby, I don't have to actually own it and have it on my shelves. One thing I realized when looking at my shelves is that I really value my series, and you'll notice here I didn't get rid of any series unless it was like a series I was getting rid of entirely, but I just think I want my shelves to now more be like the fantasy and like romance series that I love, and like even get a chance to annotate them in the future, just like have like my own annotated copies of them. That's what I want to have on my shelves. Or if it's an author who writes standalones that I really love, like for example, Kristen Hanna, I kept all her books. TJR, I kept all her books. You know, like books like that I don't mind having on my shelf. But even like some authors I got rid of here are authors that like, even if I plan on reading more of their books, I don't have to have physical copies of them. Like one of the authors I have in here is Stephen King, and I was like, realistically, I really enjoyed his writing and I will read more of his books in the future. But with how big his backlist is, I'm like, do I really need physical copies of all those, or can I just read those on my e-reader and then have them there for a lot cheaper? The thing is, my list of books to buy this year is actually very long. There's a lot of like really big fantasy series I'm diving into, like Robin Hobb and Brandon Sanderson, who literally are gonna be like 15 plus books each to buy those entire series. There's like some series I have that like I'm missing a couple books of I want to finish off, and so my deal with myself is if I got rid of these books, whatever I make off of these books, like if I sell any of them, that can all go towards buying more books that I actually really do want on my shelves and I will read more than once and I will really love and enjoy. Being said, I'm gonna post a lot of these on like, I think like Facebook Marketplace. I might do a Pango books, I'm 100% sure. I might post a lot of these on there first, see like which ones I can sell. I do have a lot of like popular BookTok ones I think will sell on Marketplace or on Pango. I just do is I might just take them, and I have a bunch of little free libraries in my area. I even have a library like right down the street from me too. I might just go donate them there so that other people can read them, because honestly, as much as I love my bookshelves, like, and there's a bunch of books I am keeping that like I probably pick up again, there's like nostalgic for my childhood. I don't need all these on my shelves. I don't. I think the plan here is just grab them, start talking about them, and kind of give my reasoning for each like book or little section of books, but let's get into it. This is a lot. First up, every single Colleen Hoover book I own besides It Ends With Us. Now, I've read all these, but I actually haven't read these two yet, so part of me kind of just wants to read them before I get rid of them, but also like I know her writing isn't what I enjoy anymore, and I absolutely not read Ugly Love. Actually, I will not read Ugly Love, but I might read Regretting You, who knows. Pretty much Colleen Hoover kind of got me back to reading in my adult years, and that's why I'm keeping It Ends With Us. It was actually my gift for my boyfriend, I think Christmas of 2020, when I saw it like blowing up on BookTok, and it was the first book I read back in my adult years that got me falling back in love with reading. However, I've read like all these too. The only one I might keep besides It Ends With Us is actually Reminders of Him. I actually did really enjoy this one. I found it was like a bit different from her other books, but the rest of these I really don't need. I know she's also popular. A lot of people would buy these secondhand, so these ones are gonna find good homes that are not on my shelves. These next stacks I think are all kind of like BookTok titles that like either I just didn't rate that highly, I didn't really enjoy that much, or that same kind of thing where it's like I won't read more by that author and they're standalones I don't need to have on my shelves. So the first two is I'm going to be getting rid of The Paris Apartment and The Guest List by Lucy Foley. If I'm being honest, both these things were like 3 stars for me. I didn't really enjoy the writing in them. So I don't need them on my shelves personally, and somebody else might really enjoy them, so I'll be looking for new homes for these guys. The Reunion, this is like a 3-star, 3.5 star for me. It was really cute, kind of same thing, like I'll never reread this, and it could have a very good home, somebody else who will reread it. If you guys notice, the thing is I keep my books in like pristine condition. Like I've read this and you literally cannot even tell. It is kept beautifully, the spines are not creased. I take very good care of my books, so pretty much other people will be buying my used books or brand new books for a better price, and I should think that's like what we should be doing, because books are so expensive, especially if you're in Canada. If you're like me, you guys know like this book retails at $23, and I read it once, and that's the thing, it's like I won't read it again, so why not make a little bit of the money back and let somebody else read it too for a cheaper price that's not $23, you know? Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. If I'm being 100% honest, I wasn't the biggest fan of this one. I actually liked the setup, and then we got to the ending, I was like, really? Guys? I probably will read a couple more of his books just to kind of give him another chance, but I don't think he's an author who like I need physical copies of who I'm obsessed with, you know? This one probably makes some girls mad, but Archer's Voice. I honestly was not the biggest fan of this book. I rated a 3-star. And truthfully, like if I read any more Mia Sheridan, I don't need them in physical copies. I'm okay. I just haven't really enjoyed this, and so we'll find this one a good home. The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. Same kind of thing. I don't really read a lot of Christina Lauren anymore. The only one I am keeping by her is Love and Other Words. This one, there's like some, like I did enjoy this one. I think I gave like a 3.75 and I read it, but I'm not gonna reread it ever again, and it can find a better home somewhere else. I feel like I'm gonna say that a million times in this video. It can find a better home somewhere else. These all can find better homes. That's what I'm saying. That's the point of this video. I need to stop saying that. Another one, Red, White, and Royal Blue. If I'm being 100% honest, I think it's a 3.5. Same thing. Like I enjoyed it, but I'm never gonna reread it ever again. So this one, like kind of popular one. I think people will be very happy to pick up for a cheaper price. So off it goes. These ones actually kind of pain me because I went back and forth. I was gonna keep these for so long because the covers are that gorgeous, but I'm gonna get rid of my Knock 'Em Out trilogy. It makes me want to actually cry because these covers are stunning. They're beautiful, but I did not like these books. I did not like these books, if I'm being 100% honest. Like, I don't know, like I could keep them because they're pretty. I could keep them because they're pretty, but if I was like, oh, it's that book, I'm like, oh, I actually hated it. Like, there's no point in me keeping it. And so somebody else can have them and enjoy them for a better price. But these ones do hurt to get rid of. These ones do cause me pain. And if anybody was wondering, these hurt my soul to get rid of because they're gorgeous. I already mentioned this one before, but Billy Summers by Stephen King. I actually enjoyed this book. I gave it a 4 stars. I loved it. But when I look at the price in this book, okay, $26.99. So if I want to read any of Stephen King's books, they're going to cost about that to buy physical copies of. And truthfully, Stephen King's one of those authors where I do read more of his backlist, but I can just go on like Libby and I'll wait the 8 weeks to get his book. I really don't care because it's not like I'm in a rush to read them all. And like, I don't need to be spending $25+ on every single one. I don't need to do that. So I could keep this one because I enjoyed it, but at the same time, I'm just like, do you just want to have one book by one author on your shelf and none of his other ones? Like, wouldn't you just rather just keep them all in your e-reader? I'm really struggling with, but I'm trying to be strong and get rid of some, so it's gonna go. 1,000 Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. This one made me cry, but honestly, I did really enjoy it. It was like a 3-star at best. I really enjoyed the writing. It was very cringy at times, and also just like things I've learned about this author since reading this. Like a certain other book she's put out recently. I will not read this ever again and read anything else she ever writes. So it can go, gladly. This one hurts a bit. I'm gonna get rid of Iron Widow, only because the sequel doesn't come out till like later next year, and the paper has to take another year plus to come out. I'm not gonna wait like 2.5 years to buy the sequel of this. And honestly, it's not like one I enjoyed enough where like I'm gonna want to reread it, to be honest, or like reach for it on my shelves. It's not gonna happen ever again. And so I think I can part with it, but I probably will honestly buy the e-copy of it if I want it. Kind of a one-off. I'm gonna be getting rid of Morning Star, the 3rd book in the Red Rising series. I have the 1st and 2nd book, but Amazon sent me the UK cover of this, which to be honest, I cannot have series that don't match. So I was gonna get rid of this anyways. I was gonna just return it, and then I missed the deadline to return it by. So instead, I'll try to find a home for it for somebody who doesn't mind that they're not matching. It's the UK version. But yeah, this one's gotta go. I'm sorry. Wrong Place, Wrong Time. Honestly, I just wasn't a big fan of this one. I will list this one for a cheaper price though, because this is the book that during my 25 readathon, I was really tired and I like absolutely kicked and ripped the front cover a little bit off. But yeah, this one, I have no emotional attachment to this book whatsoever. None. It can go. These ones kind of do hurt because they're sentimental. I have the first 2 books in the Lunar Chronicles, Cinder and Scarlet, in their OG covers. Kind of cool because they did like do a cover change, but that's the whole reason why I'm getting rid of them, because I got these when I was like probably 13. Like they're listed as $10.99 Canadian price, but I probably got these like 10 years ago and I've never read them. And I've honestly been kind of tempted to pick this series up recently, but now I also like don't want these don't want to have these ones though, because I know I can't get the rest of these covers. So I'd rather just get rid of them because I won't be able to match these covers anyways. So I don't have to like 2 books of a series of like 5, I think, in my collection. I have One of Us Is Lying. I realized I accidentally bought this in hardback. And if you guys notice, I do not like hardback books. I don't own a lot of them. Plus, I just didn't really enjoy this, to be honest. It wasn't really my thing. So this one can go because it's throwing off my paperback vibe. And honestly, I'm never gonna touch it again. These ones are kind of funny. I'm not sure anybody's like even knows what these are. I'm getting rid of my collection of Stuart McLean's Vinyl Cafe ones. So I only have books 1 through 4 and then 7 and 8. I don't have 5 and 6, or if there's any more now, I don't have any of those. Pretty much, I can tell what these series are about because I read the first book so long ago. I know they're like collections of short stories. The reason why I got these when I was like 13, I think, my stepmom read these and I just thought they were like so adult. So that's why I was only reading like kids books. I was like, oh, these like adult books. I got like so excited to read them for some reason, and I bought literally almost all of them. And I read the first one and never any other ones. So maybe I'll be missing out by getting rid of these, but truthfully, I just don't think I'll ever read these or they're really up my alley anymore. And somebody else might enjoy them. So they're cute, like you know, Extreme Vinyl Cafe Diaries, like they're cute, but I just don't think I'll ever like actually pick them up and get to them, so they can go. Going through these is making me kind of like excited to list some of them, but I also want to cry that I'm listing some of these books, you know? These ones I'm still very on the fence from actually posting, but my Crazy Rich Asians trilogy. Because while I think these books were funny and I love them when I read them, I don't think I'll ever actually pick them back up, to be honest. But I'm like, but I might. That's like why I have like a hard time getting rid of them. But truthfully, like, I think it was like a one-time, love it, laugh, have a good vibe, and then you're never gonna really read them again, you know? But I don't know. I did love these. These were really funny. And these are like the same thing, like books I read when I was getting back into reading, so they kind of like hold a special place in my heart. I don't know these ones, guys. These ones are so like hard on the fence for me. I don't know. Kind of the same thing. I just think I could sell these ones because I know it's kind of like getting some more traction right now. The Selection series. Because while I did read these, I actually did really enjoy them. Sorry. I enjoyed the first three. I didn't really enjoy these two afterwards, to be honest. Yeah, these ones, like, honestly, like I said, there is some, like, YA books I'm definitely keeping. Like, I'm keeping, like, my Hunger Games, my Divergence, all those. But, like, ones like this, I'm like, I don't think I need these. I think I can part with these. I think I can do it. I think. Notice I keep saying I think, because I have never gotten rid of books ever in my entire life. Never thrown a book out. So the fact that I'm doing this, I'm so incredibly proud of myself. Like, such strength. Going on that same like YA series, which I'm never gonna pick up again, is the Matched series. It's the trilogy. I'm pretty sure I read book 1 and 2. I don't think I've ever actually finished book 3, if I'm being 100% honest. I know I won't pick them back up. Like, they were cute in the moment, they were fun, but like I'm never gonna read these now in my adult life. They're not like really calling to me or anything. So they can go and find a new home, go to the library, wherever they're gonna go. And then I have some of the John Green books that I own that I know I'm never gonna read again. These ones were like my like grade 9 kind of era, so they do hold a special place in my heart, but honestly, like, I don't think I'll reread these. Looking for Alaska I could read again, honestly. Like, all these, like, these are books once again that I keep saying, like, I could read again, but like knowing how many books I want to read and all these like releases I'm really excited about and like book series I'm really excited to read, these are just gonna keep getting pushed further and further on the back burner, and then it's gonna be like 2 years from now and I still haven't read them. So honestly, let's just face it. So I have Turtles All the Way Down. This is actually a hardcover. It's kind of weird because I don't buy hardcovers. Looking for Alaska, An Abundance of Catherines, and Paper Towns. Then the last of these books are all like very miscellaneous and very like odd. So I have Miss Peregrine's, is it Peregrine's? Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I have Everything by Nicola Yoon. I actually really did enjoy this book and I enjoy this author as well, but kind of same thing. I'm never gonna read it ever again, so might as well find a better home. I have 1,000 Pieces of You by Claudia Gray. If I'm being 100% honest, this one is kind of tempting, but I've never picked it up and I've owned it for probably 8 years. I'm like, hi, if you haven't read it in 8 years, like, are you really gonna read it now? Like, I could. Also, I'm pretty sure it's like a series now. There's like other books in this. Either way, somebody else can enjoy it, so all I keep saying. Some ones I got from like OG TikTok days, I have My Dark Vanessa and Darling Rose Gold. I did read Darling Rose Gold and I did like enjoy it, but never gonna read it ever again. And then My Dark Vanessa I've actually never read, because I'm really scared to read it after like reading what it's about, and I still don't really want to pick it up. I don't really want to read it, to be honest. So off you go. I'm Here to Big Summer. This one I actually picked up, I think, like from a secondhand bookstore. I was like, oh, it looks interesting, and then like I've just never had any inclination to ever read this, so I'm just gonna give it another home. I'm just gonna send it off. These two, I don't know if I can get rid of because I love my Book of the Month subscription box, and honestly, almost every book I've read off there I enjoy, but truthfully, there's some books that like are my Book of the Month books that I would get rid of if they weren't Book of the Month books. That makes sense? Like if they weren't like the hardcover, the Book of the Month logo, and there's like regular paperbacks on my shelf, I would definitely get rid of them. But because they're Book of the Month, I'm not. But there are 2 books that I really did not enjoy from Book of the Month that I rated like, honestly, like very generous 3 stars that I think I can get rid of. So I might be listing The Stranger Upstairs and The Death of Vivek Oki. Stranger Upstairs, just the ending, like the setup was really great and then the ending was so anticlimactic, I screamed. And this one had a trope in it. Like I actually enjoyed the majority of the book and I loved what it was trying to get at and I loved the topics it focused on. And then they threw in one thing that's such a major point of the book that ruined it completely for me, and I was like, why? We don't need this in books, it's okay. Anyway, so I probably will part with these ones. I don't mind parting with these guys. Then we can show like some miscellaneous thrillers that I don't really need to keep. And so I have The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. There's The Wives by Taryn Fisher. This one, I'm not gonna lie, the ending of this, I was like, well, anyways. And then 2 Ruth Ware books, The Woman in Cabin 10 and The Lion Game. Same thing, I actually really do enjoy Ruth Ware's writing and I enjoyed these books, but truthfully, if I'm gonna keep reading her books, I can have them on my e-reader. I don't need physical copies. Friends, I'm gonna cry and I guess I'm keeping this now. I don't know how I didn't realize. I put reminders of him like behind my back while I was filming this whole video after I said that I might keep it. After I said I keep all my books in pristine condition, I literally just bent this one. So you know what? I will keep this one now. That's the side I should keep it. And I was just like, I could just post it so and say it's damaged in the back, but I think I actually do want to keep this one. But now I'm really mad. As if that just happened. So we read 57 books. I am so proud of myself because I never thought I could do this. Be this strong to get rid of books. Look at me go. Yeah, I'm really hoping I can find these guys all new homes, whether that's with new owners off selling them or just to my libraries. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and maybe take this as a sign to clear out your bookshelves a little bit. I'm also at TikTok, Angel's Book Corner. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.